Is fundraise investing actually worth it? Or are we all just taking unnecessary risks for less than average returns? Coming up. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Trey, and I'm an investor and a swing trader. If you enjoyed this content, please click that like and subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you would like to learn more about fundraise investing, please check out my entire fundraise playlist down in the description below. It has everything you need to know before, during, and after investing with fundraise. Now, let's get started. I started investing with fundraise January 1st of 2020. And so today, I want to reveal to you my portfolio's 2-year return. Then I want to compare these 2-year returns to the most common and well-known investments out there, including the NASDAQ, the S&P 500, the Dow Jones, and of course, we cannot leave the everyone's favorite these days, the cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. Now, you may have heard the phrase, greater returns come with greater risk. And that is certainly true. So keep in mind that investments in fundraise are real estate investments. And in general, real estate investments carry lower risk than the stock market investments. And of course, cryptocurrency is a fully speculative investment at this point in time. And so it carries the highest risk of any investment discussed here. So we will call fundraise a low risk investment, the NASDAQ, the S&P 500, and the Dow Jones a moderate risk investment, and Bitcoin or any cryptocurrency is the highest risk investment out there. Now, let's take a look at my fundraise portfolio returns and compare it to the likes of the stock market and the cryptocurrencies. Let's go. Now, let's get started with the lowest risk investment, which is fundraise. So, as some of you may know, I have 2 portfolios with fundraise. However, in this video, I will only discuss my main portfolio, which is the one you see in front of you. If you want to learn more about my second portfolio, which is a fundraise IPO heavy portfolio, please check out my entire fundraise playlist down in the description below. So let's take a look at this. This is my first portfolio. The total value of this portfolio is almost $64,500. And as you can see where it says returns, over a 2-year period, I have received $10,608,000. Now that is a decent amount considering I've only started with about $1,500 in January of 2020. Now let's break it down year by year. For that, all we have to do is click on the performance here. And as you could see, we have 2020 and 2021 where it says annual returns. As everyone knows, 2020 was a crazy year. There was a beginning of a pandemic, and getting a 10% return during a year like that is a blessing. So in 2020 with fundraise, there was a 10% return, and in 2021, there was a 29% return. As some of you may know, inflation hit an all-time high. The prices for used cars, for real estate hit all-time highs. People are moving out of dense cities into the suburbs. That's why the prices of the real estate that fundraise have purchased in the past increased in price, increased in value faster and higher than they usually would. So if you add these numbers together, we got 10% for the 2020 and 29% for the 2021. The average of these 2 years is actually 19.5% a year, which is a great return considering the general returns for the real estate market per year over a long time period such as 10 years is about 8 and 12%. So let's see how this 19.5% a year average compares to the stock market. The worst performing security over the last 2 years is the Dow Jones Industrial, with an average return of just 12.99%. This can be attributed to Dow Jones having higher percentage of industrial companies in its ETF, such as oil, airline, insurance companies, and utility companies, which were hit harder than the tech-heavy NASDAQ and the S&P 500 during the coronavirus pandemic. And it has taken longer time for these companies to recover. The NASDAQ and the S&P 500 both had great returns past 2 years. 37.1% and 23.5% respectively. This can be attributed to the tech-heavy holdings of both of these ETFs. These numbers are more in line with the moderate risk that they carry with them. Now that things are slowly getting back to normal and tech companies are starting to pull back a little bit, it will be interesting to see if the Dow Jones can outperform the NASDAQ and the S&P 500 in 2022. As always, Bitcoin is in a world of its own. It is highly speculative and risky, and an average return of 181.45% over the past 2 years speaks for itself. Now, past results are not an indication of future returns, so invest in crypto at your own risk. No investment in today's world can outperform what Bitcoin has done, and it is our best performing investment. Finally, let's talk about Fundrise with its 19.5% average return. Fundrise only outperformed the Dow Jones, but remember that Fundrise is a low risk investment. Now, what do I mean by low risk? Well, let me give you an example. During March of 2020, when the entire stock market and the crypto market were selling off from anywhere between 20 to 50%, the value of my Fundrise portfolio only reduced by 3% before hitting that 10% return for the year. So, sacrificing a few percentage points on your returns with Fundrise can give you that security, stability, reduced volatility, and most important thing, the peace of mind. I know I wasn't worried about my Fundrise portfolio nearly as much as I was about my crypto and the stock market holdings during the 2020. Ultimately, it is up to the individual investor to decide if the risks are worth the rewards. For myself, the reduced risk with Fundrise is definitely worth it. It appears to be true, the saying, never put all your eggs in one basket. Always try to diversify as much as you can, and having a position in all 5 investments that I discussed today allowed me to reap the rewards without the risk of losing everything all at the same time. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please click that like and subscribe button, and if you're interested in investing with Fundrise, check out my entire Fundrise playlist down in the description below. It has everything you need to know before, during, and after investing with Fundrise. Also, use my referral link to open an account with Fundrise, and you will get 90 days commission-free investing. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.